In I'm Me But Not Me news.
I know what that means.
What does that mean?
Submitted by Where's the Remote?
Right here.
A man's DNA was replaced by that of a donor following a bone marrow transplant.
Oh, I heard about this.
Wait, so they found out man's DNA is better than a woman's DNA?
No.
Stupid.
His DNA was replaced. Do you answer every question he asks?
I have to make sure I end it with a hard fucking
No, they found
diss.
it.
It's like called stupid.
What Bart's talking about, they found out a long time ago.
Oh, right.
Are you eating?
No?
You're not supposed to eat when we film.
He has a mouthful of nuts. It was for the joke.
It was for the bit.
Yeah, he has a mouthful of nuts.
You got nut in your mouth?
Yeah, he's got nut in his mouth.
Yeah, and I love it.
Whoa.
It's low sodium too.
Oh, good.
Dumb.
Okay, so this story is about Chris.
Chris?
Chris works at the Washoe County Sheriff's Department in Nevada. He works in the IT department.
Why do we have to know these details about his life?
Because it's
You'll
relevant.
see.
Oh, okay.
You'll
Girl,
see.
come on.
I was like, they're gonna
It's
find
relevant.
this man. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I had the same problem earlier.
Because we're related.
What are you guys eating?
Anyway,
We're all
Wafers?
eating.
use Starbucks.
Okay, I'm gonna eat it.
Okay, anyway, let me
Fuck,
tell you
you're
about
losing him,
Chris.
Tiff. Sorry, you're losing him.
Chris was suffering from acute myeloid leukemia
Aw,
and
how cute.
myeloid spastic
Milo sounds cute.
syndrome, and so he needed a bone marrow transplant.
Oh, shit.
Luckily, his doctor found a donor who was a German man that he had never met, who was like 10 years younger too, and they only spoke to each other via messages a couple times before the actual transplant. And then so
I heard that shit hurts like a
for
mother.
the surgery,
Bone marrow transplant?
German guy's gonna be screaming his brains out.
Maybe he likes pain. Because who just donates marrow, you know? You have to like really like the cause or really like pain.
Your cousin.
No, I know, but that was to save her brother. But like, and my dad did it to save his sister.
He had leukemia.
shit.
But to just donate bone marrow, either you lost somebody that could have been saved with bone marrow.
Let me ask you something. Why would you save a stranger? Fuck them.
Because if you lost someone that could have been saved, like that was close to you,
I stand corrected.
and then you're like, oh, maybe I could save someone else.
Sit back down real
Nikki,
fast.
would you save a stranger if they were a male and a Leo?
No. No, I wouldn't save a stranger
I'm not a
unless
Leo.
something happened to me, like where like I lost you, but you could have been saved with bone marrow.
Nice.
So then I'm like, maybe I could save him save his honor, you know.
But you
Then
don't
for
think
you,
you don't
if
think
it was the train versus the, you know how that fucking that philosophical question, like the fucking train full of people or
If
your
it was
kid.
Steve or my kid, yeah, fuck the train.
You would not pull me up from train tracks, kid. I would be like, leave me.
I would save you over the train any day.
If you could, you couldn't.
Who cares about
you
a
can't do
car full
pull-up.
of strangers if you're gonna die?
Why are you dissing her? She just said she would
I'm
save your
not.
life.
No, she couldn't pick me up.
You're thinking of a different train thing. You press a button for this train one.
Oh, that's it.
And so the train either hits you or it hits
Oh,
other
why would you
people,
waste
yeah?
your time like that? You probably are busy.
What the fuck is going on?
All right, I changed it. I'll save the people.
She could be very busy. She got to take her time up.
I think we all have different train scenarios, and I think you guys got it all wrong. Go ahead.
Destroy the whole city and the train for someone I love.
Same. You see, Joe?
Why the
Yeah.
city?
So the train doesn't ever go in to the tunnel.
You know what I like to think about sometimes? Speaking of destroying cities,
Very thoughtful.
is how in old Godzilla movies there's a guy in the costume. So really, it's just a guy in a costume going like, like he's just a big kid. I love it.
And then there's a director taking it seriously, like, hey, can you smash that again?
And it's a Japanese guy too.
True.
Oh, please, do that again, please.
Anyway, back to Chris. So when he ended up, right before he had his surgery, his work colleagues, because remember he works at the sheriff's department.
In Nevada.
Yeah,
Was
in
in the
Nevada.
IT department.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're gonna
he's
find
in
this
the
dude.
IT. So his work colleagues at work in the
IT department.
no, not the
No,
IT
a different
department.
department.
TI department.
The lost and found.
The
Why was IT relevant, Tiff?
She's gonna tell you.
the department that deals with DNA.
The
Forensic
hospitality.
scientist.
That's the one. I couldn't remember.
Crime science investigation.
Damn
I
article.
was just trying to remember T.I.'s saying the whole time.
What's his saying?
I don't know. Doesn't he have a saying?
Enthusiastically.
It's not very good.
I'm gonna get her pussy checked if she's a virgin. That's his saying.
True.
Oh.
So, anyway,
thinking iced tea.
the forensic department. Ice.
Wasn't his? No, his is fuck the police, right?
No, that's NWA.
I think they're about Ice-T in the cop show he's in. Right?
That's Ice Cube.
No, Ice-T.
Ice-T's on TV.
You're telling me Ice Cube was not in NWA?
Nope.
Yes. Ice Cube is not Ice T.
You're telling me Ice-T wasn't in there with him?
Ice Cube is
What I'm
not
trying
Ice
to tell you
T.
is the story.
Ice cubes are in the drink
trying to
iced
let
tea,
you know
but not
what
in.
the story
What about Vanilla Ice?
Yeah, wasn't he in NWA?
Oh my god.
Come on now.
He was the biggest NWA.
Oh my god.
So, forensic scientists were colleagues. So there was someone there, and they were like, "Oh my God, you need to let me swab your DNA to see the changes in your blood."
What a fucking geek.
Yeah, super geek. So, but that's pretty cool though.
It is pretty cool,
He's very
actually.
passionate.
Can you come in this cup? I need to know.
Yes, cum was part of it. All
Get
like,
you
everything.
a coworker
Yes.
that wants your DNA samples to save your life.
No, it was just to see it as an experiment. Because for Chris,
Cute though. It is. He's passionate.
think about this. Let me paint Chris's experience here.
Thank you.
Chris just found out that he has this insane cancer. He doesn't know if he's gonna even survive. He has 2 kids. You know, like he thinks he's about to die. But then luckily he finds his bone marrow donor.
German man.
So then, right before going to the surgery, his coworker comes in and says, "Oh my god, this is such a cool experiment." So for Chris, he was like, "Oh, this is cool, a distraction. Let's do a little experiment. This distracts me from like the mortality."
Let's use the tax dollars for this guy's amusement.
Smart.
It was actually a girl. So
Her amusement.
so then
The scientist was a guy though.
he ended up doing that. He got like hair samples, semen samples, like swabs in like all parts of his body.
That's all kinds of samples.
And then within, I think it was 3 months.
Cockatoo like the bird?
Hey, bro, can you shit in this cup?
And then so like within a few months, they found like his level, like his DNA levels. So like his DNA was lowering and the donor's DNA was rising.
Overcoming him?
So he actually has like 100%. Like he's a chimera. He has 2 sets of DNA in his body. So,
It's a human-animal hybrid.
So that means that he has 2 sets of DNA. So he ends up only his chest and his head hair were not affected by the DNA change. His entire semen is 100% the donor's.
So he's
Oh my
gonna be
God.
making other people's kids.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Stop. I was about to be like, is he gonna fucking yell at his wife for cheating on him?
So here's the thing. This is what doctors are saying. They're saying that the fact that Chris had a vasectomy after his 2nd kid, that is the reason why 100% of the DNA got taken over by the donor. Because they're saying like there's just no, it's literally impossible for people to make other people's kids. Like
Yeah. I
But
see.
he could commit sex crimes and blame it on the other guy.
So that's the reason why this entire thing is so fascinating to the forensic department, because no other department does it matter that you, like, would they care that you have 2 DNAs? It's only the forensic department, because
It's a loophole.
if someone gets a bone marrow transplant and then they go on to commit a crime,
You could frame somebody.
like, yeah, because, you know, the
Hard
authorities think that everyone's just leaving one strand
Yeah.
of DNA,
That's
right?
like Nicolas Cage when he burns off his fingerprints
Yes.
during
Face off.
Face Off.
Is Washoe gonna share these secrets?
Huh?
already shared
the
it.
Washoe County
Yeah, Nevada.
IT department, forensics department.
We're
Shared it.
talking about it.
What are you talking
No,
about?
but like give the actual details.
Like how to do it.
They're telling the story, but they're not telling the details.
This is Chris.
Not the German man.
He's long.
He looks kind of German.
Not tall.
Because if you go back to that photo, he looks long.
Dude, how did you guess his last name?
That's his last name.
It's long.
Is it really?
What the fuck?
The look on
long.
You're good.
The look on that photo right now is I got another man's cum in my body. Damn.
Yeah, dude, that is fucking wild. You guessed his last name. So,
Chris Long.
Chris Long. So it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years since his surgery.
I'm glad he's alive.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing where they're like, man, I'm just happy I'm alive, because he really thought he was gonna die. But this has been an interesting case study, because there have never been another case where bone marrow recipients do a DNA analysis before their
Yeah.
surgery and after so they could compare. He's the first one to actually do this.
Because most people are on the verge of death and they don't got time to fuck around like that.
Thank God for the geeky, fucking
Yeah.
passionate
That's
scientist.
cool.
That's tight.
So they
Still a
also-
nerd though.
Imagine discovering something like that's never been discovered before. That's so cool.
That is cool.
And nerdy.
Here's the thing.
Thank you.
Nerd.
Fucking geek. Oh, they had his lunch? Yeah.
I saw it too.
You acted really good.
No, so
work.
they have found out about people being chimeras in the past.
Chimeros.
Yeah, chimeras.
I want to be a chimera.
I know, that's dope.
For
That's like a cool name.
So back in 2004, investigators in Alaska uploaded a DNA profile extracted from semen to a criminal DNA database. Okay, you're following me?
Demon.
Yeah.
So
The Interpol.
this ended up matching a potential suspect, but it turned out that that man was in prison during the time of the assault. So then later they found out that he had received a bone marrow transplant and the donor was his brother who was convicted for the assault. And then another one was in 2005. Oh, no. Another one was that police investigators were skeptical of this sexual assault victim's account because she said there had only been one attacker, but DNA analysis showed that there were two, and then later they found out that the second profile came from her bone marrow donor. So she had two DNAs. And then another one was in 2008.
So they thought that she had like an
A
orgy.
shady story.
Yeah, that she was lying or something. Yeah. And then in 2008 in South Korea, there was this traffic accident and they were trying to identify the victim, but his blood showed out to be that he was a female. And so they were like, what the hell? Like, clearly this dude's male. But then
Maybe metrosexual?
they confirmed
DNA wise, he could have been a metrosexual. Very true.
Yeah.
But then they confirmed the fact that he was a male through DNA in a kidney, but not in the spleen or the lung, which contained male and female DNA. And then eventually they figured out that the victim had received a bone marrow transplant from his daughter. So this is like a common, not
crazy.
super common, but at least like
This shit's
I wonder
crazy.
if you start to pick up traits.
Are you lounging in an office chair? Like it's a chase lounge?
We're having a great conversation
You're on a
here.
grand piano?
I wonder if you start to have the personality
no. He
traits.
says that for Chris, he has the same personality, the same.
that we know of.
Yeah, maybe he only remembers memories of that other guy.
And now, maybe it's guilty pleasure. Maybe he loves Arby's now.
Yeah. Or he has this
And he's like, I've always loved Arby's.
crazy addiction to bratwurst and beer and pretzel.
Sounds bomb.
So my cousin, they were brother sister. So my cousin must have female DNA too,
Maybe.
or maybe. And then my dad and his sister were like, there's two different genders.
And then, like, for those of you that don't understand why the DNA changes, like, what's the bone marrow thing? So, bone marrow creates blood cells, and, like, that's obviously where people get DNA samples, like, through your blood, and that's the reason why the whole DNA mix-up happens.
Do you think
It also
when-
tastes really fucking good.
Oh yeah, on bread with garlic.
Animal bone marrow.
So if you're a girl and you got a bone marrow transplant from a guy, can you develop semen when you come? Can you shoot loads?
DNA.
That's why they call it getting boned.
Just have to ask the questions everyone's thinking.
Why
Everyone's
blow loads?
thinking about it. So
I don't want to blow a load.
What? I just because when I orgasm, nothing comes out. And it's very anticlimactic. It's like
I
you
wasn't
get like
thinking about that at all.
everyone's thinking about it. I'm just asking the tough questions that are on everyone's mind.
I don't need you to come. I don't need you to come ever.
You're stupid.